Hello, hello once again. I want to talk about being burnt out energy, being tired and needing rejuvenation. I want to introduce some burnout rituals that is good for the soul and help rejuvenate your life force. How do you know when you're burnt out? This can manifest in physical symptoms like headaches, stomach problems, and changes in sleep and eating habits. Sometimes we can burn out by work, employee, or the entrepreneurship, just overworking and chronic stress burnout. It can also come from not having a say so in how you do your job or feeling like you lack control over your life. That can also lead to burnout energy. It's time to say no to the draining draconian energy. It's time to say no to poor sleep. It's time to say goodbye to a lack of support. Say goodbye to unhealthy coping mechanism. Say goodbye to financial stress. And this is one of my favorite. It is being perfect all the time. That's a real draining addiction of being perfect. Okay, so no worries. It's time to move into your peace power and play a whole different ball game, y'all. It's time for a transformation as a process. And when you're ready to take that action, it's nothing but love that begins a journey to getting you back to your vitalized self. Love is a healing power. It's deeply important and rooted in your soul to keep activated and to renew all the things that work for your body, for your mind, from the inside and out. So what I'm going to do is be pointing to you and giving you guidance. I'm going to start talking about your chakras, which are energy centers in your body that influence your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It's very necessary to do a certain process direct, for example. People go on vacations, right? And when they go on vacation, that's to rest and take time and refresh and enjoy your life, and not to really, do anything other than resting in the things that you like to do. And I know some people, when they go on vacation, such as myself, if I go on vacation, I come back and I'm still tired and weak. So I don't even like to say I'm going on vacation. I don't believe in that. But what I like to dive into is taking a spiritual vacation that you could do right at home. You could do every time you need to do it. And it may take a few evenings, or you can expand a plan that can be a 2-week or a 30-day challenge. That is like a ritual daily plan that I have, that I advocate and I facilitate to others. So what you do is you're realigning your chakra, and you're using high levels of breath work, and you're making sure that you stay hydrated. And I also take you through an assessment, and using your imagination, which is essential and a part of taking care of yourself in certain self-healing phases, right? For your peace and your mind peace, your body peace, that is very important, that you focus on any repeated habits and do the methods that fit your daily routine every day, because everyone's different. And on that, you want to make sure whatever has caused you exhaustion, for you to shift away from that and work so that many things of what burnout is and how you got burnout is less and less each time to avoid. So most people, they do exercises, they do journaling, you do meditation, you're doing all that, but you're still burnt out, right? Whatever you consume that could activate too much stress in your body, we all have boundaries, okay? That is up and close, and that's an internal mental structure that cuts down the unnecessary distractions that I like to do, the unnecessary noise going on inside, the mind, the unnecessary, the unhealthy habits and patterns that is making it hard on you physically. You want to contribute to the things that are not draining you, that is not draining your strength, so you can always be in your realignment. So whatever you choose to try to shift into, some small changes and take a few extra hours and rest. Also to move away from social media, social media, your phones, even speaking unnecessary like small talk, or just unnecessary negative mindset. That can drain your energy. Focusing on topics that don't contribute to your relaxation, to your relaxing good vibes. Those are the things during that time that I like to experience my internal way of operating. I like to spend time away from reminiscing, away from negative experiences, negative situation. That has to go, because that could be harmful to it could be harmful to you and your brain chemistry. Okay, it can pile up cortisol in your body. You have the ability to get away from the lack of feeling excited, to avoid any tiring, repetitive actions that you take. You have to remember your energy of being in your breath is what is all sacred. I call it a sacred spiritual breath. And it's a part of your source life, your light, your energy, your life force. And you have to upgrade that for your inner self. And what we do, of course, is just unplug from any lower emotions, and maybe even go inside your home and change some things around. You have to change your rest space around. I change my rest space around. You have to declutter. You have to either brighten up certain areas in your home and darken. I love to darken my sleep place. I like to sleep in the dark. I like to sleep in certain ways that I could suggest. Of course, you have to drink water. I like to make sure that I take those warm soaks in sea salts, okay, that nourish and invigorate my body to relax. I like to sink in that comforting level so my cells, everything can regenerate. So it's time that we all do that, right? But also be important on what you're consuming, what you're eating, what you're putting inside your body. You got to eat the fruits. You got to eat the vegetables. You have to stay away from the less processed food, the fast stuff. You have to refrain from those stimulants, as in what? Caffeine and sugars. So you see, our bodies function from our nervous system. And it can't be artificial, because those things would make your brain think that you are good. And that's how you burn out. You have to retune in every way that you possibly can when you're resting, okay? Because we need at least 7 hours to 9 hours on the level of making sure we are well within our ability to think clear and save our energy, right? You could try to go to bed earlier and do whatever it is that you need to do for any temporary solution, because even that alone, you do that. You may feel a difference right the next following day. But changing your eating habits, let's be clear on that. Let's talk clarity. Make sure you avoid fast foods and eating too much meat, because it could keep you heavy and weighed down, and it could put more energy and more stress on your digestive system. And that's scientifically proven. Animal meat has a source of disease sometime, and it can put more mucus inside your body. So my main advice to you is not a thing for me to tell you what you should and should not be eating, but I'm pointing out how I keep my vitality well, how I keep myself re-strengthened, the superpowers that I love to tap into to avoid stress from processing foods that are not easy to digest. I have to sink and support my body in a professional way. And if you don't believe me, you can always go to AI and Google. You can get that a positive vibe to reinforce what I'm telling you for your authentic self. So here is some light exercising that can clean you and your spirit, your emotional energy, that is a physical requirement for good maintenance and keeping yourself running efficiently with yourself. It's easily to refreshing and take daily doses of light, right? So what I like to suggest people do is that, for example, if you don't have a bath, you could take a shower. I like to invest in like a light that goes on my shower, and I put a different light on when the water is hitting me, a blue light. I imagine that, that it is over me, but I'm actually taking the water and light within myself. And I make sure I'm taking deep breaths, and I'm doing the inhaling, and I'm envisioning my shower, the light pouring over my head, down through my spine, and out and encompassing my energy body, all my different chakras, because there's 7. There's 7 chakras, and it's from your head to your lower spine, right? So the heart and the throat and the third eye, your crown chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your root chakras, that's all scan energy outwardly that is in a certain way that we manipulate the fragment sections from the karmic thought, the blocks within the body, to release and unattach themselves from the energy that causes you to burn out. You want to regain and revitalize yourself, and take that deep breath and you hold it underwater. You know what I'm saying? You scan downward and let that water wash away that negativity, that blocked energy. See it going down the drain. Let that water and let that light start from your crown, your head, down through your face, removing the wrinkles in your forehead, and giving your body doses of light. You have to see it through the shower of light from a blue sphere, because that blue color is very important. It's above your head. You have to use your imagination and let the light saturate your pores and on your skin. I love doing that in the shower. It helps me physically for my body and with light. You have to expand outwardly in every aspect of your energy body, and it encompasses in your cleansing, healing light. You just take deep breaths, and you do your counting, and you hold your breath, and you let go and you release as your thought creates form instantaneously. It takes nothing but a moment to inwardly focus with intention to a routine energy maintenance for revitalization. It's all a process, and it's very important part of recovering from burnout, tiring energy. It's time to just sit back, and if you are wanting to invigorate yourself, pour you a hot cup of tea, some type of hot libation, and warm your body, and let it be contribute to lavenders and chamomiles, things that are going to help you sink into your relaxation mode to avoid any repetitive stresses that accumulate, that tired, low light, and exhaustion. I'm advocating for you to do what is necessary of feeling good and revitalize for your best self, and getting clarity on sharing ways to adjust and do something that support and connect and make you feel your self-love and sustain your life force. I want you to join me next time on Let's Talk Clarity, and speaking on tapping into your solitude and spending time away from people who are superficial, that energy, to people who do caffeines and affect you with their energy at work and things like that, things that keep you going that could stir your waters. I'm going to talk about how you tap into your solitude and you deconnect and unplug away from it, and you save your peace like it is a paycheck,